This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 198, Aussie Mac Zone. Garth and Nick here again tonight, and remember we are presented by athwebhosting.com.au. Affordable competitive plans, domain registration, auto setup in 24/7, PayPal as well as other cards accepted. And we use cPanel, the industry standard user-friendly feature-rich control panel. And it's from $5.95 per month when paid annually, with 24/7 ticket support. So Garth, how are you?
Good, Michael. How's it going?
Awesome, my friend. It's good to catch up again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a slow Apple news week, though, isn't it?
It has been a bit quiet, yes.
Well, we've got a few things there, though.
Something about their summer holidays or something, just...
Oh, I don't know.
You know?
They did have, was it 4th of July or whatever a minute ago?
Yeah,
So
4th of July, Canada Day. It's a whole heap.
And how are you, Nick?
Yeah,
you on mic?
thank you, Garth.
That's good.
So, choice rates Australian ISPs. Satisfaction not guaranteed. We understand that your internet connection is both a lifeline and a lifestyle, and we want to help you compare providers, change providers if you're looking for a new one, and our ISP satisfaction survey rates providers based on their own customers' feedback on how they're performing on key things such as network performance and customer service. So this year, for the first time, the Choice ISP Satisfaction Survey is a nationally representative snapshot of how our most popular internet providers are performing. So, we've got ISP satisfaction scores for all connections. So you've got Internode is the most popular, and then iiNet, iPrimus, Optus, TPG, then that's where the average is, and then below average, Telstra and Dodo.
Right.
Now for ADSL2 and cable, we've got iiNet, then the average, then Optus, TPG, Dodo and Telstra. And finally, for NBN satisfaction scores, iiNet's there, then the average, then Optus, TPG, Dodo and Telstra.
So this is consumer... This is network performance or a combination of network performance and customer service, I wonder.
Yeah. It's about eight things I rated on.
Yep.
Get a score for each of them, work them all out, average it. They did say, it's just, and it's really only the most popular ones get the most complaints or the most votes.
Yep.
But I would have said that was fairly close with what happens during the year for my customers.
Mm.
I couldn't believe on Saturday I was at someone's place and they were having a MyFetch. They had reinstalled MyFetch box that they'd had doing nothing for a while, and it was with Optus.
Yeah.
So he called Optus up because it was coming up with a thing on the screen saying can't verify it. Call Optus. So it took 3 or 4 goes at calling Optus support. Press 1 for this, 2 for that, 2 for this, 3 for this, 4 for that, 2 for that. And we hope that satisfied your situation. Thank you. and just, that was it.
Never actually got through to a person.
No. So then we end up calling sales, who then finally put us on to a tech support person who said, oh, well, that box is no longer associated with your account. We'll just send you a new one out. Instead of associating the box with the account, that might take 8 to 10 days. We'll send you a new one out and get you one faster. Won't cost you anything. And then you've got to send the other box back. Doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't need to, Michael. You just have to do what you're told and smile and like it and enjoy
That's
it.
right. But that was like, that was 3/4 hours of my life, wasn't it?
Yep, absolutely. Sounds about right.
Yep. Now, Choice is launching a broadband monitoring service to investigate whether real-world speeds measure up to the ISP claims. So, to find out more and register to have your speed tested, and there'll be links in the show notes, of course. Now, another story that I liked this week, and heard it on the ABC on the weekend, a Darwin-based club has added about 100 new pages to Wikipedia to rectify what it says is a massive shortfall in articles showcasing the rich history of the Northern Territory.
This is a strange story, Michael. Keep going.
Yeah, well, as the 5th most viewed website on the internet, Wikipedia receives more than 18 billion visits every month. And it was for that reason the Wiki Club NT founder, Katie Bryan, said she wanted to see more pages written that showcased the Northern Territory. The Northern Territory has around 1,900 pages, where Western Australia has about 10,000. So at their club meeting...
Clearly Western Australia is just a whole lot more interesting. Hello, Northern Territory listeners. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
The opinions expressed.
It's all Glenn's fault. Yeah,
Exactly.
blame Glenn. So they developed a list of people they want to work on to dig through the library's resources, like old newspapers, Ms. Bryan said. Then basically we just sit there and attempt to write the start of a page.
Oh, see, they had to go through old newspapers to try and find something interesting.
That's right.
I'm just digging myself deeper and deeper here.
And then she added, and of course Wikipedia has a life of its own. Often you come back 6 months later and it's double its size, and that's really rewarding. So
either that or all the WA Wikipedia people have got on there and trashed the sites.
yeah.
The pages.
Yes. But I wish them well in their attempts to get more information out about the NT.
Very good. Someone has to.
Beautiful little Northern Territory.
No, yeah, my parents lived in the Northern Territory for a while, and we had some fantastic visits up there.
They
Yeah.
should have left you there, shouldn't they?
Apparently so. I maybe wouldn't be so rude then.
So what about the story? The ACCC will be questioning Apple over its ban of the Westpac mobile payments keyboard, with the ACCC's primary concern understood to be that Apple may be removing competitors in a bid to launch its own payment system. Well, I thought they'd already done that, but...
Well, no. What they're talking about is person-to-person payments.
Yeah.
So in iOS 11, we're talking about person-to-person payments, which is, at this stage, definitely only in the US.
Yep.
So everyone will have a sort of number, just a virtual Visa debit card, basically, by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
That is your actual Apple Pay card. So I think that's what they're referring to there.
Yeah. And I think we can do that now, can't we? Between some bank to bank, I think Combank and someone else let you do that. Yeah.
But can you do it from the convenience of the actual built-in keyboard?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Would you want to?
I don't know why they needed a different keyboard. It must be.
No, I guess I don't know.
Don't
Security
know.
stuff maybe.
Having not seen it, but yeah.
Quickly switch to the keyboard.
Yeah, it says.
Send your money.
While security issues are a legitimate reason for the removal of the feature, Westpac argues that it previously addressed Apple's concerns before it submitted it. So maybe there was a cross channel there, and they didn't quite understand what they were talking about.
Who knows? But I can understand the natural assumption that it's going to be, well, you know what? We're going to introduce this feature, so, the direct person-to-person payment feature.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's worth looking into, I think, from the ACCC, but it's also probably a fire, probably nothing. You know.
But yes.
Yeah.
And then while the ACCC's there, they could probably just say, well, Westpac, why haven't you got Apple Pay going for all your customers? Just while they were there, like...
Yeah, no, while we're talking, while the lines of communication are open...
Yes. Over coffee.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset, that's for sure.
So, my next story... See, I got a bagging from Garth at the beginning, everyone, off air, because my first three stories didn't have Apple in them.
Well,
They're
I
only
was starting to wonder if you
technology
forgot
stories.
what the show was called.
Well, I got the Aussie bit
Mac
and the Zone bit, and I'm making it on a Mac.
And the thing is, at least you put show notes together as opposed to me who does SFA.
So I'll just keep rambling on.
Tesla. Let's hear about Tesla.
Tesla, yeah. So Tesla to install world's biggest lithium battery in South Australia. And Nick's just put a little picture up there on the screen for us with what they expect it to look like. So
Big pile of fridges?
Yeah. The world's biggest lithium-ion battery is to be built in South Australia by Tesla and a French company called Neon. I hope I pronounced that right. It is to be close to the French renewable energy company's wind farm near Jamestown and ready by the start of this summer, Australian summer. The array will be capable of an output of 100 megawatts of power at a time, and the huge battery will
Hang on, what? 100 megawatts?
Sorry, 100 megawatts?
It's freaking hilarious.
Oh, he's on a roll.
So you just walk by and it tells you a joke.
You just laughed to yourself.
100 megawatts at a time. Sorry, Michael.
That's all right. And the huge battery will be able to store 129 megawatts hours of energy.
What? Well, I can't. Yeah, that's a fair bit of energy.
Yeah.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
It will be a modular network with each power pack about the size of a large fridge, 2.1 by 1.3 by 0.8 tall, long and wide, and they weigh about 1,200 kilos each.
Ouch.
And I think it's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Totally. So to sort of spread out the to even out the vagaries of nature, basically.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it's great that we're actually getting involved and being there. I think there's...
I'm just glad Tesla won the bid too, because remember, I think we actually reported on it. We mentioned it at the time. There's a little bit of a to and fro between Elon Musk and the Atlassian owner, the owner of the South Australian Australian company Atlassian, and Musk at the time had promised that if we went with that he would be able to solve South Australia's energy woes, and getting the contract would have it installed within 100 days.
Yes.
So the bid is it's happening now. So let's see if he's right.
I think it's good. And there's something like 100 and I can't remember now. It's 129 or 210 wind generators there. So it's a heap in the town. And it's brought a heap of work over the last few years into the town, right from the planning stage upwards, and kept all those little shops going and stuff. So it's good.
And while we're on Tesla, the Aussie Tesla zone, right?
Yep.
There's a couple of other quick Tesla stories that I'll bring up simply because they're a little bit in the news at the moment.
Yeah.
Obviously, the first of the Model 3 has rolled off the line, and we've got our first official pictures of it tweeted out by Musk. And there's been plenty of other ones out already, obviously.
Yeah.
But so model, the first one of those has just rolled off the line the other day, which is good news.
Yeah. Didn't they say they were making something like 10 this month, 5,000 next month, and then
30 this month, 1,500 next month, and ramping up to 20,000 per month by the end of the year.
It's a pretty big ramp up, isn't it?
Yeah. I reckon ramp up is quite steep. But yeah.
That's excellent, but
Yeah, I know. I'm still in that waiting line. So
have you decided what colour your batteries are going to be yet?
Oh, we don't even know what colour they come in, Michael. We don't actually know for sure what colours the Model 3 will be available in yet. Around the 28th of this month is when we should have the design centre open.
Yeah.
To actually be able to go in and start looking at those things, even though we in Australia won't be able to make any choices at this point. Another quick Tesla story while I'm on a roll with Tesla stories. This is from a little while ago, but Tesla and the Stockland shopping centres in Australia have entered into a deal where 31 shopping centres across Australia, the Stockland shopping centres across Australia, will have destination charges installed.
Okay.
So shoppers will be able to turn up and recharge for free at these various 31 shopping centres. About an hour on a destination charger. So the destination chargers, for those who don't follow this rubbish, are sort of a slower version of the supercharger. They don't charge as quickly.
Yeah.
They're more for like you go to a hotel overnight, you plug your car in while you're there. So in the shopping centres though, an hour, and who doesn't spend an hour in the shops, will give you about 80 k's worth of range.
Yeah.
On average. And if you're signing up with AGL, Australian Gas and Lighting, or whatever they're called, the first year of home recharging will be free as well.
Wow.
For your Tesla, if you own a Tesla.
That's an interesting little sideline, isn't it?
Yeah. So I don't know. We're getting closer to it becoming a mainstream thing, I think.
Yeah. No, that's good. And so I'd never even thought about it till now, but say like the Tesla charging connector, that must be a standard one, like the same as the Nissan Leaf, for example. I'm imagining.
I don't know that it is.
Yeah.
I think they are both. I think they are a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But there must be a point at which it's like an adapter, basically.
Yeah.
Anyone can come along and plug in. But I think the bit that goes into the car is different. Yeah. Yeah,
interesting. And just to bring Tesla and Apple back together, did we talk about it last week, or it might have been in a story? One of the developers using the AR kit in iOS 11 has made up a thing where he's got his Model 3 on the on his driveway, and he can walk around it, look up and down, all that sort of stuff using augmented reality.
No, we didn't. But I need that app.
Yeah, so that was interesting that he'd got it on his driveway and was showing it off.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So that was his fun for something to look forward to.
Augmented reality,
yeah. So don't forget, we have to promote our friends Aussie Tech Radio, aussietechradio.com, and the gentleman at the Aussie Tech Security Podcast, which is important to listen to, unfortunately, these days.
Unfortunately, you have to listen to it. I'm
sorry. That's right. It's just one of those things.
I know you don't want to, but... Sorry.
No, that's very true, but we have to stay on top of it, those things these days.
Absolutely, yeah.
With all those little plebs trying to keep it polite. and our great friends at the award-winning Aussie Tech Heads podcast.
Aussie Tech Heads.
And then we've got another story here that Garth chucked in, so I wouldn't get too far away from Apple. Our friends, Pocket Cast 6.8 is now available on the App Store, bringing with it all new Apple Watch app. And it's now a remote for the Pocket Cast player on your device. The actual app also includes improvements of the way Pocket Cast works with CarPlay and automatically correcting labelling information for podcasts.
There you go. Now, I just wanted to throw this one in because Pocket Cast, obviously one of Australian developers.
Yes.
And I think outside of Apple's own app, is probably one of the highest used actual app podcast apps, ahead of Overcast and Downcast,
Yep.
and in actual numbers. And one of the main reasons is it does actually sync across to those Android devices as well. So, but I've got it on good authority that none of the hideousness from Android will leach over to your Apple device if you do indeed sync your feeds between the two.
Excellent. So I might have to try it out. That's just because I have all my podcasts on one phone, and I might just have to try it on the other one now and see how it compares to Overcast.
Yeah, I'll be sticking with Overcast myself. That's my main one. But yeah. But it's always good to support the local developers.
Now, don't forget, we are heading to our 200th episode. So keep sending in your email questions. And there will be iTunes vouchers and some secret prizes to be given away. Even if you live overseas, we're prepared to send the crap out to you.
No, you mean the wonderful things.
Sorry, yes.
Crap, God.
Now,
we talked about this, Michael. We talked about this beforehand. It's not crap. Just because no one else wants it doesn't mean it's no.
So security researchers don't think Apple pay enough for their bug bounties. Apple's bug bounty program has been available to select security researchers for almost a year now, but according to a new report from Motherboard, most researchers prefer not to share bugs with Apple due to low payouts. More money can be obtained from third-party resources for bugs in Apple software. Motherboard spoke to several members of Apple's bug bounty program with the condition of anonymity. Every single one said they had yet to report a bug to Apple and did not know anyone who had. iOS bugs are too valuable to report to Apple, according to Patrick Wardle, a SINEC researcher and former NSA hacker who was invited to the bug bounty program last year. So he must have been one that didn't want anonymity.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah. So much for the anonymity bit.
Yeah. So Apple first introduced its bug bounty program in August 2016 at the Black Hat Conference, an annual global InfoSec event. Apple offers bounties of up to $200,000 depending on the vulnerability. Secure boot firmware components earn $200,000, while smaller vulnerabilities like access from a sandboxed process to user data will earn $25,000. So again, full story on the show notes. But yeah, it's just, I wonder who they sell them to if they're not selling them to Apple.
Yeah, I know. Does that automatically, I'm sure it doesn't automatically mean they're selling them to someone nefarious.
Yeah.
They could still be, well, the NSA would be much happier to spend a bit of money on that maybe, or, some other, country. I don't know.
Or do they make more money at those conferences where they have the awards for cracking stuff too?
No, I don't think so.
They make good money there.
Yeah. They make good hardware money, not good hundreds of thousands of dollars money though, don't they?
Yeah.
Remember one of them they gave a new, I think the first prize for whatever this was a new version of every product Apple currently sold or something like that, which would add up to a fair bit.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
It certainly would.
At the time anyway.
Yeah. So we've got a how-to on speeding up your iOS devices. So one of the ways is to delete the iOS delete iOS Safari cache files on the phone or iPad. So open the setting apps, scroll down to the fifth group of options with Mail at the top and tap Safari. Scroll down and tap Clear History and Website Data, and then tap clear history and data. Now that'll get rid of everything. It'll log you out of any sites that you're actually logged into, and it hopefully will speed up your Safari, especially if you have lots of tabs open and things like that.
Yeah, I've always got way too many tabs sitting in there.
Yeah. Now this one's a bit drawn out, but how to send a text from a Mac if your friend doesn't have an iPhone. So normally if you're
Well, hang on.
Yep.
Why would you want to? Sorry, keep going.
No, that makes sense. Like you have to talk to your poor unfortunates. You know what I mean?
I suppose so. I suppose if we must.
Yep. So if your friend has another type of phone, their number may gain a red box when you add it to the to field. So even if you start typing your friend's name and you choose them, if it doesn't know that phone's actually linked to an iCloud device, which if it was a Samsung or some other phone, it wouldn't be. So it knows it's not registered with iMessage. And if you try to send a text message, you'll see an alert saying your message could not be sent. Now, however, that doesn't mean that you can't text them. You just need to set up your Mac so it can send messages via your iPhone. So ensure you are signed into iCloud on your Mac and iPhone using the same Apple ID. On the Mac, you go to System Preferences, iCloud, and sign in using your Apple login. And on the phone, you'll want to check the Apple ID account you're using is the same. So you go into Settings and then iCloud. Open Messages on your Mac and then go to Settings, Messages on your phone, and tap on Text Message Forwarding. Now, I had to do an extra step here to get that choice, which was on the iPhone, messages send and receive, make sure the Apple ID at the top of the screen is the same Apple ID. And mine, I thought it didn't actually have my name there. It's so then you go into Settings, Messages, Text Message Forwarding, and then choose which device to allow to send and receive text messages from. So you choose, in my case, was my MacBook Pro. If you're not using two-factor authentication, a verification code appears on each of your other devices.
Okay.
So that actually gets you the text message forwarding choice, which I didn't have.
Yeah,
now,
okay, keep going, sorry.
Yeah, no. You will see your Mac listed here and an on-off slider beside that. And to allow your Mac to send and receive text messages, turn the slider to green.
There you go.
You will see a message saying to enter the code shown on your Mac to allow your iPhone text messages to also be sent and received on your Mac. Tap the number and wait for the device to be verified. Okay. So now when I put a person's name there that doesn't have a phone, it shows up in green instead of red, and you can just go down and start typing your text message. And
yeah, it's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think maybe I had two-factor turned on already.
Yeah.
So when they introduced that in, what was it, 10?
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever they introduced it, it just started working for me. I did have to go into messages and turn on text message forwarding, I think it was, that step.
Yeah.
It was just a case of turning it on, and it's worked ever since.
Yeah. But I had two-factor authentication, but I didn't have the choice for text message forwarding in the settings on the phone under messages.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just had to go in and do that, and then when it was there, and that just means now I can fully get the message. You know, I don't have to pick up the phone all the time, etc.
Yeah. No, I love it. If you do happen to be on your Mac when you get a message, you just type it straight in and off it goes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's an iMessage or a normal text. It'll just send if it's someone who isn't on iMessages, obviously it will use your phone to send them a normal text message.
And it shows up
Yeah.
shows up on your phone. Whatever you type on the Mac has showed up on your phone after you send it.
Yes.
So it's not like you're losing the story or the conversation.
No, that's right. Yeah,
So,
keeps
yeah.
the thread. And well, that's another improvement in iOS 11, obviously, isn't it? All your messages will be synced to iCloud. So if you've got big attachments in there or whatever,
Yeah.
they won't be taking up space on your phone. They'll be synced in iCloud. Your read status and all the messages that you've sent between people will all be synced there, so they'll be properly replicated between your Mac and your phone.
Yeah.
I find that they're mostly replicated, but you delete them in one place, they don't delete in the other, and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's, so that'll be nice, and that's fully there.
Yeah. No, that's good. It's excellent. So I've run out of things to say now.
Oh, there you
In
go.
my Aussie information show.
Aussie Mac / Tesla zone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So don't forget, we're just going to thank our listeners, our sponsors, and supporters. And anything special? No.
No, thank you, Nick, for coming along and pressing those buttons and getting the screenshots up where they should be and so forth.
Yeah, he's getting much better at it too.
We had such a long way to go. That's the thing.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, and good night.